My name is Mike Sullivan. I'm a former IRS agent and teaching instructor with IRS. I've worked at IRS really a decade, and I've worked thousands of IRS cases, and I know probably more about IRS than most people you will ever meet. Don't hate me for that. It's just the way my life took me. How does IRS find you? A lot of people run from IRS. They think IRS isn't never going to find them. IRS really knows where you are. You don't probably know, unless you're living in a rock or somewhere in Montana in a cave. Certain people can escape the law. They just know how to do that. There's not eyes to everyone, unless you're a man, an IRS, or someone's a criminal is on a manhunt for you nationwide. IRS is going to go to whatever they have to find you, and depending on the type of case it is. So IRS has all these new algorithms through AI they run, so they know the group of people they need to find. Now, let's say you're listening to this. I don't know why you'd be listening to this unless you're on the run, but let's say you were. The first thing I would do is I would go ahead and do a search on Google or AI. That's the first place you go. It's the easiest. Just put your name in, see who pops up. The next thing is LexisNexis. LexisNexis is kind of like, God, it's like the government uses. There's two forms, by the way, of LexisNexis. It's a tool that the federal government uses, government agencies, as well as you can buy the public version. It has a lot of information going back for years and years about transactions and cars and loans. It's more business. And you contact the police. Were you ever on police radar? That's another way people have no idea. Do you have credit cards? That's another way that IRS. Did you ever have a passport? So I'm just going over the different ways. So you got the passport, you got LexisNexis, you have the State Department. So these are at least 4 or 5 of them. You have a credit card. IRS, did you ever put in for a loan? If you want to know and get a real view right away, if IRS knows about you, you can put in your name for your IRS transcripts. Now, IRS isn't capturing that information for them. IRS thinks, oh, they're not. IRS is going to give to you everything they know about you. So that's like a cheat code. Just go to irs.gov, put in your information there, and IRS will give to you their wage and income transcript, addresses, everything they know. So that's a little cheater that you can use. They have insurance information, business information, tickets you were given, and the feds have a nationwide, statewide reciprocity to get this information. So if IRS wants to find you, they can. The point is it really worth it to find you? So I've given you some tips. There's a couple I know about. I'm not going to tell you. I can't tell you everything. I got to keep a couple things that go to my grave, but I could find you if I wanted. I know I could, unless you're living in some cave. I'm from Florida. If you're in the cold, I ain't going to find you. Anyway, my name's Mike Sullivan. I know more about you, or I can, if I really want to. Thank you for listening. I give you all the tips and the secrets. Thank you very much for listening.